Hey everyone, let's start a weekend self-care reading vlog, something like that. This week I've been feeling really awful. I've had a super muscle ache after my exercise on Monday. I'm never going to do sumo squats again, seriously. Couldn't go downstairs, my upper thighs were hurting like hell, and I was feeling awful. At work, I only had stress because of technical issues, so I couldn't use my standing desk and was working at a colleague's desk because the program was running like 100 times faster there. So I don't have patience for technology not working. That was bringing me down. On top of that, October, I've been suffering the seasonal affective disorder, so I've been feeling down. And all of that just led to me neglecting even more my maintenance tasks. So I've been eating off, I haven't been sleeping well, and I have been not moving. And since I didn't exercise properly, I also did not sweat. And when I don't sweat, I do bird baths and don't shower. So this morning, my legs are not unable to do anything anymore. So I had a little bit of a Tabata exercise. I had a shower. I'm going to have proper food today, not completely out of balance with too much fat and not enough vegetables. And I'm going to clean. And not today because I have to go to work, but I'm going to clean on the weekend. I'm going to properly exercise. I'm going to reset myself, and I'm going to hopefully read. I'll tell you about books and the reading later, but first I have to have breakfast. But I wanted to start the vlog to hold myself accountable, and because it's dark, we're in the bathroom. Before I sat down with my coffee and breakfast, I decided to put away the laundry after all. It's only just a few minutes and it already clears up half the living room. Something I've been really neglecting all week, or a little bit longer maybe, is after work walks. And I know they're good for me, I know the mental health walk works, but I've been lazy, it's been raining, and so I didn't really do it. So taking advantage of it being Friday and sunny today, it's actually very beautiful, can you see that? And going for a short walk, a little detour through the park to see some nice flowers and stuff, and listen to my audiobook. I'm currently listening to Floating Hotel. It's very relaxing so far, not much happens, or a lot happens, but it's very cozy. We're basically focusing every chapter on a character, a different character, learning about where they are now at the hotel and how they got there, and some background, more information around that. And while we're doing that, we get more and more insight into the hotel itself. This is science fiction, and the floating hotel is basically a spaceship that is on a fixed route around planets and spaces. And yeah, we learn a lot. Nothing much really happens at the moment where I can say if there is an overall story that is happening, but the world is definitely destroying planets, and it's because the emperor is greedy and doesn't die, sort of, I think, but it's so far in the background, so I don't know if it's just the background of the world. But there's also something about spies and the emperor being afraid that there's someone, an enemy or an opponent on the ship. It's not really completely clear yet, so I need to listen to it more. But going to do the little walk now and getting some audiobook time in to enjoy the sun and the advantage for my mental health and health in general. I was just made to walk in the sun, feeling better already, and because of that, I went a little bit further than I intended and forgot that I didn't eat enough, apparently, because I was getting all shaky. So I had to pick up a sandwich, but I'm definitely feeling better, and this is the right direction to go. Being outside, walking and moving. So, Saturday morning, I'm coming back from getting breakfast. I got croissants. I was too lazy to go running. I stayed a little bit late in bed and read City in Glass by Neville. And it's a new novel by her, just came out in October. And I was very excited for it, as I always am when she has a new novel coming out. And then I'm always disappointed. I don't know. I love The Singing Hills cycle by her novella series. But her novels, I don't get along with them well. I'm halfway through this book and I'm just stubborn about not DNFing because I want to read it. Sort of like a completionist. But I don't really know what the book is about. The novel starts with a city and a demon walking through the city, talking about the city and explaining what it is or something about the people, and then angels come down and burn down the city and kill everyone, and the demon is very disappointed and sad. So most of the time we're stuck in this city or the remnants of the city with no one alive, just rubble. The demon trying to deal with her grief of losing her city and starting to rebuild it. And yeah. Then there's also one of the angels that she put a curse on, which apparently is falling in love with her. So he's not allowed back into heaven or wherever angels are in that world. And she's not really want to have him there. So I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know what this is about. I also noticed that since there's a lack of conversation, it's very intense on focus. So I'm not intense on focus right now, so maybe that's the problem. There's some beautiful writing in there, but most of it I'm just confused. And I hope to finish this weekend. Let's see. Breakfast first. Something that was on my list to finish this weekend was my September wrap-up. I've been editing this thing snippet by snippet all week. That's what low energy gets you. I like to edit them in one go because it's much easier, but I didn't manage with this one. And did I honestly just clear away the laundry in my living room to put up new one? Yes, I did. It's about 2 o'clock now, and I had meant to do some shopping in town. I really don't want to go out and go see people, but I need to get some stuff. And since tomorrow everything is closed, I should do that now. Let's see if I manage. Well, that didn't go as well as I hoped. I made it to town. I looked for all the things that I wanted to look for, only to learn that I didn't find anything that I wanted. So I know that, but I didn't get to buy the things that I wanted. I looked at some other things that were nice, but then turned out way too expensive for what I feel comfortable with. And I noticed once again, I'm very bad at this capitalist game. Sorry, the heating just turned on. And then I got all exhausted and it was too people-y. I was walking around too much and I had meant to go somewhere, read and eat, but I was just over that. So I got a snack, got on my bike and went home. I am good at not directly going home. I'm very proud of that. I was already home and then I thought, no, go a little bit further to get some nature away from people. So I took a little bike ride up the alleyway to the Herrenhäuser Gardens, which is like 2 kilometers and then back. And so I have about half an hour bike ride extra, some fresh air. I finished the podcasts I was listening to. I didn't listen to Floating Hotel because I had to focus on shopping. So I was thinking all the time and distracted, and that would make me miss stuff in the audiobook. So I listened and caught up to podcasts, where I don't mind if I don't catch everything, because it's mostly people talking to each other or other things. And now I'm back home and I'm way too tired to read. So I'm going to make dinner now. It's basically going to be oven cheese, and I'm going to cut up some vegetables and bread and stick it in the cheese. That's going to make me happy. And then I also have a lot of chocolate left. And it's going to be my Saturday. Not much cleaning, not much really was done that I had meant to, but I got something off my list that needed to be ticked off, like going to town and see if I can buy the things that I needed to buy. But now I have to order them and deal with the probably not fitting and returning struggles. Or I'll just not buy the things and don't have them. We'll see. Calling it a day. Back to watching X-Files again. Did I mention that yesterday? I'm at season 5 now, and I actually like season 5 a lot better. There's no conspiracies, not all the alien stuff so far. It's single episodes with adventures. So much fun. Sunday morning. It's on the verge between gloomy and sunny. I don't know what it wants. I spent the night mostly micro-sleeping and reading, so I woke up a little bit exhausted, but more in a running mood than yesterday. So I went for my run and finished listening to Floating Hotel. So now I have a much better grasp on the story. The book is rather nice and slow. It is told, like I said, in different chapters from each person or different perspectives, focusing on the history and the current situation of one of the people working on the hotel. And in the course of finding out about the hotel, about the staff and the past of the staff, we also get the story of the present moment on the hotel, where there are agents from the emperor who is afraid that there is some outside force or an opponent posting lies and stories about them on the hotel. And so they are searching for the whatever they're called. They never really give them a name. They always call them the lamplighter, because that's like the name of the posts they send out. It's sort of an underground newspaper maybe, but it's in space and in the future, so there is no newspaper. But overall, I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the slow pace of it. I enjoyed the coziness of the hotel, of the staff, of getting introduced to everything. And I also enjoyed the overall story, how it unfolded and how the whole thing ended. So overall, I really enjoyed this audiobook. It was very cozy science fiction and it didn't stress me at all. So that was very good for this week. I have about 40-50 pages left in The City in Glass, and I'm getting a better grasp on that as well. But I'm going to tell you when I finished what I think about it. I am really lazy and I don't want to do the cleaning today. But let's see how much accountability this vlog helps, because it would be good to do at least some cleaning. It's done. I finished The City in Glass, and overall, I think it is an interesting story. Unfortunately, it's very depressing and hard to read. So, like I said, it is a fictional world, and we have this demon who loves the city, and then angels destroy her city. So she's very angry and grievous and curses the angel. That's the beginning mostly of the book. And then for half of it, we see her grieving, trying to clean up the city, the angel trying to get her attention, but she's always angry. And then centuries happen and time progresses. People start moving in back to the story. We get new people, we get more centuries, we get more time passing. The angel and the demon are starting to get along. Before you get the wrong idea, it's not a romance. It still stays mostly focused on the demon and her relationship with the city, how she loves the city, how she loves the people in the city. And I feel that there's a lot about love in there, and grief and losing things and how to love things and different ways to love things. But then it ends, and I'm content with an ending. I'm okay with the ending, but it's kind of weird. And that's, like I said, with all of her novels, I feel they make sense at the end, but they are not enjoyable to read. I don't know why. Her novellas are great. So, what did I learn? I finished my book. I finished my audiobook. I even did some cleaning, not as much cleaning as I hoped to do, but the things that have been bothering me apart from my table clutter stuff. But anyways, I did some of the cleaning. All of it, the whole weekend, felt very accomplished. I managed to do what I set out to do. I'm very exhausted, and it felt like a fight all the way through. And I feel like all of October is going to be like that. I am sort of in hibernation mode. I just want to sit down, read, consume content, and eat. But I have to go to work, and I feel bad about not socializing, but I don't really want to socialize. And I also don't want to clean and do stuff other than hibernate. And yeah, so there's no way around that. We have to continue doing that, I guess, a little bit, but maybe I find a better balance. I'm going to end the vlog now, because all that's going to happen now is some food and more X-Files. Anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know how you're doing. Are you also dealing with the onset of winter, struggling with getting out of bed in the dark? The hardest part of the day, isn't it?
Thank you all for watching.